Okay, I'm working on re-rigging all this rigging is old and brittle. I mean, it doesn't even. Yeah, this is old, very nasty looking. I've got bungee on order, hoping it comes in today. But I'm working on re-rigging this. I measured out this, and I came up with my own little pad here, and I made these two where they fit together on the back. So I'm going to contact cement these in place. But first, I'm going to use the heat gun and see if I can get this. This looks like some kind of double-sided tape that they used, and doesn't appear to have worked all that great. So what I'm doing is let me turn this off. I'm going to do this part. I'm going to remove this, and I think what I'm going to put here is an anchor point, something to latch my kayak to. I mean my kayak, my anchor to, or the anchor to. So I already got a cleat on it, and it's got the makings of a anchor trolley. What I don't like is that they didn't use stainless steel on this, so I'm probably gonna let me see what they used on here though. Oh, it's a pop rivet. I ordered a I forgot what you call them. The pop, the ones where you pop, it's like a pop rivet, but you put it in here, and when you pop it in place, it puts a nut. It's like a nut that grabs it. So I'm gonna change that to screw in, and you can use them anywhere. So it's like I could drill a hole here, and then it'll have a screw in nut, kind of like I don't see any on here. The seats on the Sun Dolphin have. They're not well nuts. I use them for the seats, and those screws actually screw into a nut in the back there. Anyway, so that's what I'm gonna do with that. I've got the rudder system off because I was designing a rudder for that kayak. And this is what it came out like. Pretty neat. Let's show you how it works on here. So it's going to be on the back of the. I made it big because it's kind of a big kayak. So it'll have a string on here, and when you pull it, it sits there when you're ready to use it. And it's steerable. And that'll go on the back, and of course it's already urban camo to match the kayak. So that's where my anchor system is. I mean my rudder system is from here. Yeah, these I don't know. I don't think I'm going to keep them. Plus, I'd rather have pulleys. And I'm gonna go all out. I'm gonna get stainless steel pulleys and put them on here because this is an expensive kayak. And I haven't decided. You know what? Let me check something real quick. I've got a much better. Let's see if this even fits here. I have a Hobie, and I love the way the oh, it's sealed. Yeah, see, that won't fit in there. That would be such a much nicer hatch than what's on there. Well, I guess I got to stick with this one. There's that little quarter turn kind of thing. But yeah, I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to put an anchor point on there. And Alright, well, so much for that idea. Again, this is one of my videos where you're watching me brainstorm as I think about what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it. Alright, well, I'll bring you back when I've got this. I'm just using my heat gun. I'm going to set it on the lowest setting. I mean, you could use a hairdryer for this. And I've got this cleaner fluid here. But I think I'm just going to use the heat gun, rub it off. Scrubbing brush. This thing's so old. The bristles are coming off the wood. I've already replaced a couple of pad eyes. I redid this. This is a new bungee. I reused the little clips, my bungee holder, or my rod holder. I go getting distracted again. Alright, well, we'll talk to y'all later. Thanks for watching. Alright, I figured out how to do it. I actually set my heat gun at 850, which is really hot, but what I'm doing is I'm just heating the surface till I see the little shininess, and I've got a piece of cutting board that I've got cut at a weird angle, and I'm using it as a soft scraper. And it appears to be knocking the, because it looks like a plastic sheet of two-sided tape or something that they use to adhere the, I don't know, maybe whatever they used as the padding originally came with a backing on it or something. But what I'm doing here seems to be working. I'm just not letting it heat up enough that it's going to damage the plastic. And you can see how it melts this plastic right away because it's really thin. I'll worry about getting that glue off later. Yeah, this is coming off really nice now. But yeah, don't overdo it with the heat gun. I mean, this is ABS plastic, so I guess it's a little more durable than other stuff, but it's a pretty kayak. It has a really nice surface on it, so I don't really want to mess it up. Yeah, it's coming off real good. Hey. Try a couple things until you figure out what works. Not saying this is the only way to get it off, but this is my way. It's working for me. Yeah, all this right here is just glue. sounds like it's making an ugly scraping sound, but it's not doing anything to the plastic. So that's why I'm using this soft cutting board plastic, or King Starboard, that's what you call it. I use that stuff for everything. On my boat, that's what I use. I go get small cutting boards, and that's what I use for the for my wiring. There's a place to put all my relays and ground blocks and all that. It's nice to have a little piece of plastic that you can just take off when you need to work on your wiring. Alright, compared to what that side looks like, this looks pretty good. I'm going to work on this for about another hour or so, get it cleaned up, so that I can put my handmade seat on there. Get it clean. Alright, I've got all that plastic film off, and I just sprayed some of that cleaner stuff that I have. See if maybe it'll take this glue off of here. A little glue residue. Doesn't look like it's doing much. I'm not really worried about scratching the plastic under here, because this is where I'm going to glue the seat anyway. I don't know. Maybe leave some of that adhesive on there as a backing for the new adhesive. I'm going to use contact cement so that it dries kind of rubbery. I missed a little piece right here. There's an alarm going off in the distance. I can hear it beeping. Alright, that's what that's going to look like. It's going to be molded in there. This one will be right here. I don't think this is for comfort. I think this is more for anti-slip. I was thinking maybe I should have done it with this part up, but you see where I cut little slots in it, but it'll conform to what I want it to. I'm going to heat it with the heat gun and mold it. Same with this one. It's going to be a little lower like that. Actually, it looks like when they put theirs on, they put it kind of crooked. It's supposed to have been way over here. I'll try to center mine a little better than they did. They meaning Hurricane Manufacturing. Yeah, it's a beautiful kayak. Haven't decided whether I really want to sell it or not. Alright, I got all the plastic film off. Now I'm working on the glue, and I'm using Glue Gun. I'm not sponsored by Glue Gun. I'm not supporting Glue Gun, but it's actually getting all the glue off. So I used a little bit of acetone, but the problem with acetone and ABS is that acetone eats ABS. So I didn't want to take a chance on that. Yeah, the glue gun seems to be working. Just let it sit on there for a little bit. Like I said, I'm using this. It's that soft plastic cutting board stuff, and I have this weird shaped piece, and doesn't mar the surface because the ABS is stronger than the plastic, so I don't gotta worry about it scratching it or anything. And like I said before, even if I do scratch it, this is going under the seat anyway. So yeah, it looks like it's getting the glue off. So glue gun seems to work. Alright, this weird mount thing, I don't know what it is. It looks like, I was told it was some kind of a rod holder or something. Maybe it was right here. I didn't record it, but I heated this with the heat gun, and then it was kind of in a point, and I shoved it in and twisted it, and it's kind of in place now, but it's protruding a little bit, so I decided to use my heat gun, my melting tool. I'm trying not to hit the surface. I'm trying to just heat the part that's protruding. Seems to be working, but it's bubbling. Looks a lot better than silicone wood, I guess. That one, like I said, I put the plastic in there with the heat gun. Kind of wondering if I can just melt the heck out of this. This is the handle of a Dirt Devil vacuum. And it's made out of number 2 ABS, which is, I guess, the closest thing to this Kayak. I don't know, it looks like it's working. I'm going to put another plate here and put a Scotty mount anyway. But I just wanted to seal these holes up. And being that I'm letting it protrude on the inside too, I'm probably going to stick my heat gun, or this thing, my iron, down on the inside. It's not beautiful, but I'm sealing plastic with plastic. That's one of the things that I tell everybody. I see these guys online, and this is a how-to on how to patch kayaks, and then they're using fiberglass or epoxy, or it's like, your kayak's made of plastic. Patch it with plastic. I mean, you're watching me learn this as I record it. So, I think the birds want some food. Me and my wife throw breadcrumbs out here for them, so they'll sit up here and chirp until we throw something out. At least I think that's what they're doing. what it does. After I put it down, well, I guess now that I said that, this one didn't do it. See, they're all sticking up just a little bit, so I think I'm going to get my multi-tool with a fine tip on it and see if I can sand that. And if you look on the inside, I don't know if you can see anything there or not. Plastic is kind of sticking out on the inside. The first one was just a piece of stuffed in there, so it's really sticking out. I'm just wondering how. It's pretty solid. This junk here is not glue. It's leftover silicone from the back of this thing. I think what they did was they put a thin coat of silicone on here. I mean, the thing is, well, I guess it's not. It's epoxy. It's not rubber. I was gonna say the thing's made of rubber, but I don't know. You guys sticking silicone all over your kayaks? I don't know. I don't know where your thinking is. I mean, if you make the holes just the size of your screw, or you make the screw where the screw screws into the plastic, I mean, that should be enough. Yeah, see all this stuff right here that I'm pulling off is silicone. I think they put a thin coat of silicone on here and then bolted it in with these big old I'll pretty that up here in a minute. Shoot, maybe I can pretty it up with the heat gun. Got a little too much plastic on this one. So what I'm doing is I'm putting my iron on there, twisting it so that it picks it up and takes it off. And then I'm wiping it onto the t-shirt. Yeah, that looks a lot better than... Yeah, that stuff puts that hardness. See, that was actually sitting on top of the silicone, so it came right out. Don't know if you were watching that or not. And the camera pointing at my elbow. I don't know, it's pretty sealed. These three actually dripped all the way through. This one's kind of flush to the inside. I was going to use my little flush cut saw to cut the excess off, but this plastic is pretty hard. I mean, you can hear it there. That'll work. But like I said, you fix plastic with plastic. You don't. What the heck happened here? Oh, that's the new one I put in. It was ugly like this. And I actually put a backing plate on there, so that one is actually pretty strong. Actually, when I think what I'm going to do here, anchor point. Let me unplug this. Find a place to put it where it's not going to burn it. the debate right now would be to use an anchor point like this, or one of these. I was actually thinking about putting this in there. Yeah. I had one of these in here. This is my Kayak junk box. I have one of these in here too somewhere. There's some police, but I don't like it. They don't look very professional. See, it's pretty cool. We're right here. Some reflective tape. I think I found it. Yep, there it is. Alright. Now maybe an anchor point like this. See, does any of those holes line up? Nah. I mean, I could use one of them. Right. Yeah. That's a place to hook your anchor to. Let it out on the anchor trolley and then wrap it onto the cleat. So I noticed before that this one hole here has a small crack right there. But what I did was I pushed up on the crack and I dripped acetone inside the crack, and it looks like it sealed it, because I'm pushing up on it now. It's not moving at all. So, you just saw one way of patching small holes in an ABS plastic kayak. Yeah, all this mess you see here, this is all silicone. I just didn't clean it off. Yeah, you see it's picking up dirt from my fingers. Anyway, there's a scratch going a long way. Alright, now that I've patched my holes, I knocked one of them back out, drilled a new hole, and this is going to be my anchor point. This plate's going to go underneath here. This one will go on the top, just to cover those, and to keep from banging on the surface. This is the anchor point. It's going to go there. It's got, I countersunk the bracket so that the countersunk heads will go in flush. And this will be my anchor point for right there. Yeah, that part's going to be done in here in just a sec. I'll just add a photo of the finished product. Or I'll do a video. It's going to be done. Here's the finished anchor point. I don't got it right. It's got a little, it hangs over just a little bit, so when you reach over to grab it, you can get it. I had to go with this PVC was too thick, so I went with some HDPE. Actually, that one of those red, actually that trash can lid over there, that red yellow trash can lid, I cut a circle out of that, the same size as this, and that's what I used as my anchor point. So, yeah, I mean, I can lift the kayak with that. So, if you're in water that's strong enough to rip this out, maybe you shouldn't be out in that kind of water. I mean, most people just take a little 5-pound dumbbell with them, and if the dumbbell can't hold your kayak still, maybe you shouldn't be anchoring in that area. But yeah, here's my, I guess you call it my signature anchor point, because I put that on every kayak. Well, every kayak that's like set up for fishing or whatever. Alright, I'm going to do something with these when my my rivet gun comes in, because I can't reach back there to to secure the base of this. I mean, it's just an anchor trolley, but it does get a little pressure from the anchor pulling from here to over there. Alright, I think I'm at a stopping point. I'm going to hold off on this. But see, this is just a 3-inch piece of PVC. I take the PVC and I cut a slice in it, and then I heat the hell out of it, and then I lay it under, I flatten it out, because it when it gets to as you're flipping it around and moving it around, you can hear it. It stops sounding like this and just starts sounding like a soft thud, like you're hitting something soft on the floor. That's when you know your plastic is pliable enough to where you can lay something flat on top of it and then stand on it. And that's what I do. And if I'm doing a long piece of PVC, I'll flatten out as much as I can, and then I'll heat small sections. I'll heat a small section on one end, I'll heat the heck out of it, and I'll flatten that part out. Okay? Then I'll heat the next section, and I'll flatten from this one to that one with a board or whatever, and I'll work my way up until I have a full long, I mean, that's how I did this this rudder. That was a long piece of PVC, and it was probably that much wider. So I drew out my rudder and I cut the two sides of it off. But what I did was I heated a section, and then I heated another section, and then I heated another section. And then I wound up with this really nice flat, well, it's kind of curved right now because I had it in the back of my truck, and the sun was beating down on it. But anyway, that's how you heat and flatten out PVC. And you can do all kinds of stuff. I mean, that whole rudder system is made out of PVC that I heated, folded, and made it whatever shape I wanted. This whole rudder system right here too. It's actually upside down from that one, but this is PVC, this is PVC. When you get ready to go kayaking, just flip it down. If anything hits it, it comes right back up.